tuned, because this is about to get hot.
To get. I mean, when I told you guys I wrote in the journal, I prayed to God about what type of woman that I want and all those things like that. Guess what? God spoke to me and told me, well, in order for you to get that thing that you said that you want, you have to get rid of who you are right now. I had a bad temper. I had a bad mouth. I had a stank attitude, all those things. Now, in other words, he was saying, why would I give you a precious woman like that you've been praying for when you're not who you need to be? You're going to be carrying that stuff into a relationship. OK, so vice versa. When I go and do these things like this, I say the same thing to some women, especially amongst blacks. I'm just telling you, especially among blacks. That's why a lot of them come to the terms with this and they think about it now. At first they get mad because I know when a lot of times when you get hit with a certain type of truth, the first thing that happens is you respond in anger, without letting it simmer down first and actually taking into what was being said. Because guess what? One thing that's cool about the video is that you can go back and play it back. Point out to me what I said that made you say some of these things right here. And like I said, I'm not bashing you or anything like that, because there's other people in here who comments I'm going to read too. But you know, you left me like a novel. So that's why I'm addressing it word by word. You said, who needs a self-sufficient, intelligent woman who doesn't need you but wants you for who you really are as a person? Loving me for who I am and not my caveman protection skills. I think that's, I don't know, that's what I said. I just addressed that. You say, yeah, but to each his own. Luckily, there's loads of women who enjoy that, and there are men who don't get emasculated by this silly concept. There has not been one man that I've talked to that actually said, brother, no, you, not when we talked to, not, and what I'm saying is not when we talked about it in detail. There's no way that we'll be able to get all of this out in one setting. So that's why possibly I might go live tonight after a few videos and we can all just address this, because the thing is, most people haven't heard it from the perspective. You haven't been able to get all the details of why I'm saying what I'm saying. But that's why I said in the video, if you watch it again, I said, if you think I'm talking to you and like if it's starting to get to you, I'm not talking to you, you know. So the ones that I'm talking to, I said they know who they are and what I'm talking about. All right. So now again, you said who needs a self-sufficient, intelligent woman who doesn't need you but wants you for who you really are. Now, my wife has her bachelor's degree. She has a degree in business. Now, she can do all the things she wanted to. If my wife wants to work and go do what she does, more power to her. If she don't want to, I'm still going to take care of my family. I'm not going to let my family starve. I'm not going to let my family sit there and be in total disarray. I'm not going to let them sit there and be in a depressive state trying to figure out why my sons and trying to say, well, you know, the kids at school got good clothes. How come we can't get clothes? Because I went through that. Hand-me-downs, wearing shoes until we said, you know, people point at my shoes and say, man, your shoes are talking. That means the sole of the shoe was off. And I was walking, the bottom of my shoes just flapping, water and everything. I used to sit there and have to put a plastic bag inside my socks and then put my sock on to put on the shoe, so in case water got in there, it would make my feet feel squishy and wet. So all these different things like that, that when I sat there and wished to God that I had my dad there, that if he was there with us to help my mom through this situation, if I would have had my dad there, that whenever we sat there, and mama, forgive me, I'm not going to say the name, but when I sat there and seen more than one man put his hands on my mom, and I wish that I could have told my dad, this man hit mama, go do something about that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's a whole lot of things that come into play that I can't even really get on, because maybe I'll turn this into like a little bit of a series so y'all can understand what I'm coming from. All right. So anyway, that's what I want to say about that. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about, is that I'm not going to assume it, because according to how you are in the chats and all that, it don't seem like that's what you mean that. But when you say something like, seems like you prefer an adoring slave, I mean, I'm pretty sure my wife would be like, did she just seriously call me a slave? You know, so that's what I'm getting at. But I know you probably not going to, I'm going to assume you didn't mean it that way. But again, you guys see my personality. That's the difference about being a YouTube creator or any on these social media things, that if you get to see me like this and talking to you for who I am, but I don't get to see who y'all are. So again, hey, profile it. You guys see how I am on this channel. Answer it for yourselves. You can answer it in this chat right now. Do I come off as being a harsh or a caveman or, hey, woman, sit down and listen? No, good one. I take care of my wife. My wife can have whatever she wants. That is my princess. That is my queen. Plain and simple. I love my wife to death. And something for like that. I mean, God, humans that try to protect, man, all animals almost got more protection and rights than humans do. So for mine, me and my house, I'm taking care of business. I'm taking care. I'm sorry. I mean, if I'm a sugar daddy, then call me sugar daddy. But guess what? My wife and my kids are not going to have to worry about where their next meal is going to come from like I did. They're not going to go around picking cans and things like that to go find their next meal like I did when I was 10 years old. They're not going to worry about little simple things. They're not going to worry about clothes. They're not going to worry about it. They're going to be talked about when they go to school. I'm going to make sure they have it. So like I said, again, for black men, I'm just saying that because a lot of black men, I know y'all's like, yeah, bro, I know what you know, we wanted somebody to finally say something. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I want to do this, because this is not just in hell. I don't want you to think that this is something just be blasting that. And I don't want anybody to come at her in no kind of bad way, because I actually said I want people to bring their opinions in, but at the same time, you know, not throwing shots. And you probably didn't mean nothing by that. But again, this is what a lot of black men have to deal with. There's a no-win situation. You do the right thing, you might get labeled like this. Oh, you just trying to be a chauvinist or a macho man or a sugar daddy or something like this. You need an ego boost. Why can't it just be because of the fact that this is just what I want to do? I play the piano, right? You guys saw me play the piano. You saw me play live. You saw me do those things. I did that to display to you the different talents that I have. But I can tell you right now, whether I have an audience or not, I will be playing that piano. I'll be playing my basses, because guess what? That's what I love to do. I don't feel like I'm working when I do those things. Now, because I've done those things and people noticed it, then most people say, well, man, let us see that gift, man. Let us see what you're doing there. Do that. It's the same exact thing, hell. Me, I am a man that wants to take care of my family. I'm driven to do it. So whether people see me do that or not, it does not matter, because I'm doing it because that's what I want to do. That's what I love to do. And like I said, most men, when we get to talking about deep situations, I'm not talking about a room full of men and women. I'm talking about when I talk to men. When we get down to the nitty gritty, to the heart of the matter, it's in them to do it. But for some odd reason, society has knocked that out and actually made it real easy for black men to just leave their family and don't have to suffer no consequences at all. If I was doing anything in the politics, I would make every man that had a kid with a woman be responsible for it. It's like, you know what, matter of fact, wait, you left that woman with all those kids? You left that one with that child and you're not trying to work? Well, guess what, sir? You're going to work jail. What do you mean? This is the jail where you don't do nothing but work, and the money is going to your wife because you just don't know what that can do to children, man. That's one of the most detrimental things. If you don't believe me, look up a show called Paternity Court. Look up everybody that's in paternity court. It's all about that daddy not being there. So anyway, I'm sorry, I went on about something else, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this to not just you, hell, I'm saying this to a lot of people that ask me to kind of get on here and do what I'm doing right now, especially a lot of black men, because they get to see this whole perspective, okay? Now, I got to say this too. You said I just think it's wrong to call the entire movement for women's rights and equality wrong. I never said that, hell. Never once in here did I say that this whole women's rights and equality. I never said that at all, because again, I might play this clip in the video, but you're going to see in the beginning, I actually said in the beginning, I have nothing against women being bosses, directors, any of that, equal pay. And then the only thing I said about equal pay is I said the only thing is I might disagree with is if the pay that you're talking about might have something to do with something manually. And I'm talking about certain jobs, okay? But we're not going to address that right now. I'm talking about things like, now if you out there and our job is consistent of us picking up like heavy logs and moving them and all that, I'm like, no, I should get more pay because I can lift a lot more than what she can. And I know certain women now, I know we got some Helgas out there. I'm not talking about them. But I'll give you an example. For instance, in physical therapy, I got to go see a patient that weighs 340 pounds and they say do a transfer from the bed to the chair. You think they're going to send little bitty Sally, who's 5 feet even, 100 pounds, to go transfer this 400 some pound man to the chair? No. They're going to be like, hey, Todd, we put Mr. Such and Such on you. That's what I'm saying. So if I got to do, see, that's what I'm getting at. It's so many minor details that go into it that's why we got to kind of open it up to what exactly do you mean when you say these particular things. So don't just look at me like I'm saying women shouldn't get paid. No, I believe if a woman comes out of school as a doctor and a man comes out of school as a doctor and they working in the same exact field, it's going to be the same exact pay. It should be the same exact pay.